Alright, hello everyone. So, as part of what I basically said about me shifting away from streams and everything, it is to really also focus on creating content for all of you. And one of the games that I actually previously streamed was Burger Shop 2. I am aware that I did not really get around to finishing things like expert mode or even the original Burger Shop 1. But that much being said, we are going to venture into something new today, and this will actually be part of a mini-series in a matter of speaking. We are going to delve into challenge mode and to all of the different restaurants and seeing how long it will take for me to actually get to gold. So as per the game's description of challenge mode, it says this thing. As you guys will have already seen it for quite a while, your goal is to make as much money as you can by serving food to customers in 1-minute rounds. The challenge ends when any customer gets too impatient and leaves your restaurant. Sounds easy, right? The catch is that after every round, customers are a little less patient. How long can you last? Right, so getting into it. So in challenge mode, there are 8 different maps for you to play through: Diner, Boardwalk, Saloon, City, Circus, Sports Bar, Beach Hub, and the Pagoda. Now obviously we'll be starting with Diner, and based on my understanding, gold is like around $1,250 earned in the entire one sitting. You cannot split it up to get your gold. That is not how it works. But let us begin with the Diner. Nope. As right before we start, they do tell us how much it is. Gold is awarded $2,000. And with the beginning food actually awarding less money, this might be proving quite the challenge. But let's go. Round 1, we are in the breakfast. So orange juice, coffee. There are some things that I would usually always do ahead of time, where it's the coffee and orange juice, because they don't go anywhere else. Unlike in the subsequent sequel, which I'll eventually get to it once I get a better laptop, Burger Shop 3, things may get a little more interesting. Waffles also go right into the toaster, no debate there. Donuts, they are just set up on a plate, and depending on where the customer wants sprinkles, that's what they will get. And more coffee cups. And already through the first round, we have gotten $153. So if we go into the next round, you will notice that we are going to jump right into lunch. So lunch wise, obviously things are a little bit more tricky. You now have different types of drinks available, although the food is still some of the more easy ones to settle through. Easy things like cheeseburger, which has a darker toned patty. The drinks, orange soda or regular soda. Ice cream, dependent on whether they have vanilla or chocolate ice cream. Then obviously for your fries, you have the onion rings or the regular french fries to work around. And that's a lot of copy clowns. And we are done with round 2. So round 2 was lunch, if you can figure it out, and this game has this. Round 3 is Diner. And this process will basically repeat itself until the challenge comes to an end. And I can't seem to tap a plate. And obviously you still have your regular drinks. In the early rounds, I can actually afford to make this little mistake where for those customers with only one food order, we go ahead and only serve that. Slightly at a delayed pace. Then more tomato soup. And there we go, already round 3 complete, and now we swap into breakfast once again. As usual, the simple setups. Quick and simple for most of these orders in the early phases. I do not need a donut right now. So for this game as well, you can basically recycle food at any time and they will just not deduct any money because it's recycled. Not going to lie, I have no idea how does recycling of actual food works, but I picked up the donut instead of a coffee cup. Alright, $754. We are now at the bronze target. $500 more and we'll be getting our silver rank. And once again, more ice cream needs to be served to all our different customers as usual. So always prepare them ahead of time, otherwise they can have a whole bunch of trouble. Like that, where I had to delay the sending of the food. I do not need double chicken. So throughout this series, I'll also be pointing out how are the mistakes I do, what really causes it because of how touch delay, reaction angles, everything that actually can cause some issues. And that is our first good service in 5 rounds, of course. Now round 6. Right, some cheesecake, some lasagna, tomato soup, steak, some steak again. Lots of steak being required here. So obviously, if without the chicken and everything, there's no way for you to start grilling them. So grilling the chicken as it comes is just natural reaction. Challenge mode really tests your reaction to the extreme, as some orders may just get a little more complicated than your usual. And we have some orange juice. Alright, we have already gotten our goal for silver. We have a waffle to make before I did not realize it. Eventually, these muffins you see here, they will also be toasted, so all the more you can't really be that entirely slow, and things will definitely keep changing around. And there I go, forgetting to make the drinks, losing valuable time. I need chocolate ice cream. I did not serve the food apparently. And because I'm still obviously able to react, which is kind of what's been saving me, and I just served the ice cream to the wrong person. But thankfully it was barely enough time for me to actually get my awesome service. Alright, round 9, here we go. They are going to drop even quicker now. Unfortunately, that is a little too slow, but that's not really my issue there. I do not need the chocolate cake, but I do, in a sense. Lasagna, tomato soup. As you see now, this is where things are starting to get a little complicated, even for someone like me. Because this is not even a real set of timing where I am under the restrictions of a challenge. Some chocolate cake. And we are off to round 10. We will shoot past even like past the goal value, and we'll see how long we can actually last. So stick around to really find out how much I do actually earn for every single type of series that I do with this. Well, obviously closing in on our goal of 2,000. I may have just messed up, but apparently I just got saved barely. What did I just pick up? I pick up a butter. And we have already gotten our goal, as you have noticed. $2,040 thus far by the end of round 10 for us to get our goal. But what will be the final amount that I earn is the more intriguing question I must ask myself. A lot of chicken burgers being served, which I like. I like eating chicken more than beef. But that doesn't stop me from playing games which obviously have things like beef in them. And I need chocolate ice cream, vanilla ice cream, all in one. I would say that it's actually still obviously possible for those of you who want to try to react just as things are being seen. But obviously with the rush of customers, it gets a little bit much more complicated. I do plan to finish up on expert mode of this game as well as eventually extreme mode, as you guys might have seen from the intro screen. I completely forgot to prep some tomato soup, so now we are going to face some quite the issue here. We got our first OK service, which means things are getting complicated. I need to cook my chicken, I have no drinks. Where's my plates? Come on now. And now this is when you start to see all the good services and everything, as patience of them is running like flies. Earning an average service of 4 stars, we are still alive by round 12 as we head into round 13. And that's not what I want. Whoa, we barely saved it, but... Uh-oh. Oh no, there we go. That is game over. We have lost our customer at round 13, earning a total of $2,623. Now we'll return to the mode menu, as you see, with a surprisingly off-centered gold medal for Diner. I'll see you guys next time as we challenge the next restaurant in Boardwalk. Catch you guys next time. Bye bye.